Hey everyone. Today we're diving into the world of fermentation, but with a twist. We're going to show you how to transform your regular Kombucha SCOBY into a JUN Kombucha SCOBY, which is brewed with green tea and honey. If you've ever wondered how to make this delicious, lighter version of kombucha, you're in the right place. Let's get started. What is JUN Kombucha? First things first, what exactly is JUN Kombucha? While traditional kombucha is made with black tea and sugar, JUN is its delicate cousin, brewed with green tea and raw honey. It's often referred to as the champagne of kombucha, due to its light, floral, and slightly tangy flavor. But before we can brew JUN, we need to train our regular Kombucha SCOBY to thrive on this new diet. Training your black tea and sugar kombucha, SCOBY to brew JUN Kombucha. Now let's talk about training your Kombucha SCOBY. Regular Kombucha SCOBYs are used to feeding on black tea and sugar, but we're going to transition it to green tea and honey. Here's how you can do it step by step. Prepare your first batch. Start by brewing about a quart of green tea. Use 3 tea bags or 2 tablespoons of loose leaf green tea. Let it steep for 5-7 minutes. Then remove the tea bags or strain the leaves. Next, while the tea is still warm but not hot, stir in 1/4 cup of raw honey until it's fully dissolved. It's important to use raw honey because the natural enzymes help the fermentation process. Add the SCOBY. Pour the sweetened green tea into a glass jar and add about a cup of your regular kombucha as a starter liquid. Then gently place your SCOBY on top. Cover the jar with a cloth and secure it with a rubber band. The transition period. Now here comes the tricky part. The transition period. Place your jar in a warm, dark place, ideally between 68 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, and let it ferment for 7-14 days. It might take a few batches for the SCOBY to fully adjust to its new diet. You might notice that the first few batches are less bubbly or take longer to ferment. This is normal. Potential issues and how to avoid them. Things don't always go perfectly, especially when transitioning your SCOBY. Here are some common issues you might encounter and how to fix them. If your SCOBY sinks, don't worry. This can happen sometimes. It's not a problem, as long as fermentation is still happening. You can tell if it's fermenting by tasting it after 5 days. It should be slightly tart. What about moldy? If you see fuzzy white or green spots on the SCOBY, that's mold. And unfortunately, you'll need to discard the SCOBY and the brew. To avoid mold, make sure all your equipment is clean and use a strong starter liquid from a healthy batch. Why no carbonation? If your JUN isn't fizzy enough, try doing a secondary fermentation. Bottle your JUN Kombucha, leaving about an inch of headspace, and let it sit at room temperature for another 2-3 days before refrigerating. Caring for your JUN SCOBY. Once your SCOBY has adjusted, it's important to take good care of it. Here are some tips and tricks to keep your JUN Kombucha brewing smoothly. Always use high-quality ingredients. Always use high-quality green tea and raw honey. The quality of your ingredients directly impacts the taste and health of your JUN Kombucha. Always avoid metal contact. Avoid letting your SCOBY come into contact with metal, as it can react with the acids in the kombucha. Use glass jars and wooden or plastic utensils instead. Keep regular maintenance. Over time, your SCOBY will grow and thicken. You can peel off layers to share with friends or start new batches. Also, make sure to keep your SCOBY hydrated by brewing new batches regularly. Have you ever wondered if starter tea is really necessary for making your kombucha? Then don't miss our next video where we explain everything you need to know about why we must use starter tea in your kombucha brew batches. Enjoying your JUN Kombucha. Once you've perfected your brew, it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Pour yourself a glass, add some fruit or herbs during the secondary fermentation for extra flavor, and enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of your homemade JUN Kombucha. Thanks for joining me today on this JUN Kombucha adventure. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future fermentation tips and recipes. Let me know in the comments how your JUN brewing is going, and feel free to ask any questions. Happy brewing and see you next time.